Welcome back to the channel. Not too long ago, probably about a month and a half ago, I purchased a Sony A6700 APS-C camera body, and I purchased it in a kit form, and in the kit came with it an 18 to 135 f3.5 to 5.6 kit lens. Now I have used this lens for a variety of different photography. I've shot pets with it, I've shot people with it, and it has proven to be a very well-built, sharp lens. And if you're going to get a kit lens, I would suggest this 18 to 135. You do the conversion on the APS-C math for the Sony, and you can see just how much of a wide range you do have. But this lens alone was not going to be able to do the landscape photography that I normally do. And I do visit a lot of waterfalls and do a lot of different landscape photography, so I was looking for more of a wide angle lens. So I started doing my research, and I settled on the 10 to 18 f4. Now this is an older lens. It's been around for quite a while, and I got it used. I didn't buy it new. I bought it used from MPB. It was in mint condition, not a thing wrong with it. I paid about $350 for it. So today, I'm going to take these two lenses out to a waterfall location and do some testing with them just to see what they're capable of. This is the first time that I've had the 10 to 18 out to do some real world photography with it. So stay tuned to see how everything turned out today. So we brought the Sony 10 to 18 f4 lens. It's attached to the Sony A6700, and I do have a circular polarizer on it, a case Wolverine. I have an adapter ring. It goes from 82 millimeters down to 62 millimeters, which is the thread size for the 10 to 18. We came down to a waterfall area that I frequent a lot. This is the fall of the year, so there's a lot of color going on, but what there's not going on a lot of is water. We have had an unusually dry summer this year, and there's not a lot of water at any of the waterfalls that I know about in East Tennessee. So not having enough water flow is not really a big problem. It allows you to get different kind of compositions that you would normally get on a high flow situation. So we're gonna walk on down here. There used to be a place right there I used to go to. Now there's a big tree in there. We're gonna go down to the bottom of the waterfall here, and I'll show you what it looks like in just a moment. Local artwork on the rock. Anyways, normally there's water all across this shelf. And as you can see, there's just very little water right over there. So that's okay. I've never quite seen it this low before, but we're gonna get set up. There's some nice green moss over there on the edge, and there's a little bit of color in some of the trees. So we're gonna try to find some different compositions here. The name of this waterfall is Potter's Falls. It's a Morgan County waterfall in East Tennessee. It's a pretty popular place, especially in the summertime. A lot of people come out here and go swimming and what have you. Anyways, this is October the 17th, 2023. One of the tricky things about photographing this waterfall is the bridge. The road crosses across the top of the creek up there. So I don't like to get the bridge in my picture, especially since they've got all that graffiti up there on the bridge. So we're gonna try to find some different compositions here. So this is the first composition I've set up on, and there's a little bit of color in the trees, and it's really a beautiful scene. I've got a foreground interest with a rock that's right over here, and I've taken two shots, one at 10 millimeters
and one at 18 millimeters, and we'll show those in the video now and compare them.
This is the 10 millimeter shot. The exposure on this was 1 second at f8 and the ISO was 100. This is the 18 millimeter shot. The exposure was the same on it, 1 second at f8, ISO 100.
One of the things that I haven't found yet for the A6700 is a good L bracket. The problem I see with any L bracket, if it's one that you put on the right hand side, you'll cover up the battery door. And if you put it on the left hand side, you'll cover up the memory door. And I don't want to have to take my L bracket off every time I need to change something like that. I know Small Rig made the cage for it, but I'll have to look into that and see if it would work. I was hoping that someday somebody would come up with an L bracket for this camera specifically. So what I have to do is turn my tripod head over 90 degrees, and I'm set up on a composition here with a vertical shot. I don't know if you can see it here. I've got the polarizer dialed in. I like this articulating screen. It lets you move around and kind of look at things. So we're going to do a couple comparison shots here at 10 millimeters and another one at 18 millimeters, and I'll show those in the video.
In these vertical shots, I changed the exposure. It's a 2.5 second shot at f11 this time. ISO is still 100. This was the 10 millimeter, and this one here is a 14 millimeter with the same exposure values. I didn't spend a whole lot of time editing these photos. I just wanted to show you what they look like. This here's the 18 millimeter shot. So far what I'm seeing on my computer screen is this is a very sharp lens.
Well, I went back to the car and picked up the 18-135. So I've got both of these Sony lenses down here. And I'm gonna walk down the path. There's another cascade down here that they call Lower Waterfalls. And I'm gonna go down and see what it looks like. And try to use the 18-135 on these shots so we can do a little comparison in the computer. So this is the Lower Potters Falls. And as you can see, there's a lot of good color up behind the waterfalls. And right now I'm using the 10-18, and I'm gonna take some 10 millimeter shots, some 18 millimeter shots, and then I'm gonna put the 18-135 on there and do a few shots with that. Right now my exposure settings are ISO 100 at f11 for 2 seconds, just about what I consider perfect. I've got a Case Wolverine circular polarizer on the front of the lens that I'm using today, and we'll take a look at all these photographs in the video here soon.
Using the 10-18 lens at 10 millimeters, this was a 2 second shot at f11, and in the next photograph this would be your 18 millimeter shot, also at f11, ISO 100. Just look at those beautiful colors that this sensor renders for you.
So far, all the shots that I've taken have not been bracketed. I'm trying for single exposures here. I really want to check the dynamic range of the A6700 doing landscape photography. This is the kind of photography I like to do, waterfalls and landscapes, and I'm hoping the A6700 performs very well.
These next two images were from the 18-135 lens. This is the 18 millimeter focal length at 2 seconds at f11. And in this image, this is 135 millimeters. Same thing, f11 at about 2 seconds exposure. This is a very good lens also.
Normally I would use my Nikon Z6 II for landscapes with the 14-30 or the 24-70, but today I'm using a Sony A6700, testing out the 10-18 f4 and the 18-135 kit lens. So this will be my last composition for the day, and I just come down here and did some close-up shots to see what this 18-135 lens could do. So thanks for coming along today. Really appreciate y'all, and if you found some usefulness out of this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up if you wouldn't mind. And if you want to keep up with some of the other videos I'm doing, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Appreciate everybody. This is Ron Durant. I live in East Tennessee. I'm a nature photographer. Y'all have a good day now. Bye-bye.